All right, I'm done. Hello everybody. I'm not from New York, but I just feel like it's necessary for me to say that. It's really not. But anyway, hi everybody. What's up? What's happening? What's good? What's hood? Hey everybody. Things are getting crazy outside. Crazier than they have been. But I just want to say, please stay safe. Stay strapped. Not in the literal sense. I said that in the last video, but use your mind. Literally, it is not worth going to wherever to sit on your phone and scroll on Twitter the whole time while you're there. It's not worth to potentially get sick. So just use it. Anyway, everybody, I just wanted to come back with another YouTube video. So basically, it was Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys stayed safe. I'm so happy it rained so no one went anywhere. Because we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Yes, I said pandemic. And if you don't know the reference, then fight me.
There's a lot of moving parts going on right now outside, man. We can't move. It's a pandemic.
I want to talk about the versus battles with Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, and then briefly touch on Jagged Edge and 112. I'm not gonna spend too much time on them, and I'll get a little bit into more of the reason why. But anyway, so basically, with Jagged Edge, basically with Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, I think it was very important to highlight them. Also, the first concert that I ever went to, this doesn't even have to do with anything, but the first concert I ever went to was Best of the Best, which is always in Miami, on Memorial Day weekend, which was kind of symbolic that Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, two big Jamaican artists, did this clash over Memorial Day weekend, because they probably would have been at Best of the Best, maybe not, but they always frequent that festival. So for the most part, and of course, I've got my notes here because I did my research again. Anyway, so for the most part, from what I saw on the Versus, it was around like 450,000 people on there. It could have been a little bit more. I definitely know that I saw like 452K in that. Beanie Man during the Versus, when the police came, when Babylon came, 12 came, F12, just kidding. When they came in, he said we have 500,000 people watching. I was looking at the numbers. I didn't see that, but hey, I could be wrong. IDK, he could have met the people, I don't know. But anyway, that was a lot of people. I definitely feel like this was probably the most special one yet, minus the first one, just because it was a little bit of a surprise for people to actually see like Jamaican artists highlighted on something that's like an American platform. Also, big up Digicel Wi-Fi, because first of all, none of these American artists, and we live in America with the good up Wi-Fi. I'm just not understanding why everything literally looks. It's either that or y'all not social distancing for real, because it's a lot of people in your house when you're doing stuff like that. Another reason why it was special is because it actually came together. I think they were at a studio to film this Versus and broadcast it to the world. So again, big up Digicel Wi-Fi, very strong, because it was literally clear. It was the clearest I've ever seen anybody on Instagram Live ever, period, punto, like in my whole entire life. So I don't know what they was doing, but it was really good. It was kind of weird to see, like, it was kind of weird to see like people trying to cap in the comments. Like Charlemagne was like, this making me feel like I don't even know what he said, but he called rice and peas rice and beans. And then I see some people trying to defend him on a Twitter. But if you're talking about Jamaican food, then it's rice and peas. Like, I don't know. why you would be doing that. Anyway, Barnes and Noble tweeted, "Oh, we definitely think Beanie Man's gonna win." Barnes and Noble, what do y'all know about that? Like, I'm so confused. I mean, like, did the social media intern forget to log out of the account? Like, it was just really weird. And why y'all talking about food in reference to like Jamaican artists? Like, I get it, we have really good food, but I'm confused. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, y'all know the Jamaican spots are still open. Like, maybe y'all could say, you know, imagine us dancing real close in the dark, dark corner of a basement party. Like, maybe y'all could say like, oh, you miss like partying with Caribbean people and stuff like that. Like that, it would make a little bit more sense, because I miss it too. And I just need to touch one place. That's all. I just miss it. It's really hard. I miss waking up the next day and being sore because we danced all night. It's hard. But anyway, yeah, it was just weird to see people cap in the comments. I really appreciated Kerry Washington, because not Kerry Washington. Woo! That's a terrible mix-up. Carrie Hilson. She said, "I don't understand what's going on in here, but I'm enjoying it." Thank you for being honest. Like, it's okay to admit that you don't have the range. Like, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Sorry. But yeah, like, just stop. It's okay. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway. Pack your bags up and leave. I don't know the next words after that, but yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm not wearing any makeup this episode, so you can see a little bit of my imperfecciones. I'm having a little bit of an eczema outbreak on my face, so I gotta be real careful with what I put on it right now. But anyway, honestly, because the Wi-Fi was so good, Teddy Riley will never be able to live his episode down. Like, there was absolutely no reason for all of that. None. Zero. Zilch. So that was embarrassing. But I really did love the togetherness of it. You know, they sang the national anthem, they prayed. It was just really beautiful. And Beanie Man had so much, like, he was rhyming every word that was coming out of his mouth. He was just rhyming. He was like, I think Rihanna had commented, he said, "Riri, you see me." Honestly, Rihanna, please put that in an interlude on your album if you really are making a dancehall album. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. But we're not hassling for you for music. This is not a hassling stan account, because you already have 8 other albums that we could get lost in. Thank you. But a part of the reason why this Verzuz was so important is because it basically like starts on the foundation of sound class culture, which is definitely what this Verzuz is leaning on. So sound clashes is basically where, you know, big, you know, Jamaican groups of people known as sound systems, like crews around the neighborhood, started in the 1950s in Kingston, Jamaica, where people, like I said, sound systems would get together in their neighborhoods and basically battle back and forth for the respect and, you know, admiration of the crowd. Fast forward to the 80s, where people would start to shoot guns in the air. And then that fast forwarded, you know, into now, where people, you know, lighters and cell phones. But that's basically where that came from, you know, where, you know, if you ever been to a Caribbean party, or if you are Caribbean, you know, when people bang on the walls, people putting their lighters up in the air, that was basically from sound clash culture, where people were basically trying to, you know, like when you go places and, it's like 2 people who are competing against each other, and basically it's like the crowd response is who wins, whoever's loud. That's how they would show their admiration for whomever. So basically, Beanie Man and Bounty Killer were basically sound clash artists. Beanie Man starting in the 80s and then Bounty Killer starting in the 90s. They actually did a sound clash against each other in 1993 at this big, you know, type of festival thing called Sting that happened every year on Boxing Day in Jamaica. Now, a lot of people were saying, oh, I think Beanie Man should go against so-and-so. I think so-and-so should go against so-and-so. Like, I was seeing a lot of things. But the reason why it's important to know your history, it's not just because of like the magnitude of hits that both of them made. It's the foundation of the artist. that makes this Verzuz important is because they both started out as SoundCloud artists, and they started out and they had a rivalry against each other. Like basically they were going back and forth about who was stealing whose style. Yeah, so I mean they both have, you know, very successful careers outside of, you know, that have, yeah, they both have very successful careers outside of just, you know, being SoundCloud artists. Like Beanie Man, he's worked with countless artists like Wyclef Jean, the Neptunes. I still need a story about how Girls Dem Sugar became about, because I would never think that like Pharrell and Chad Hugo, because people forget about him a lot, would ever like link up with Beanie Man. And I'm sure they probably like called him and was like, hey, we want to do a song for you. And then who would have thought that Maya would have been on it? But Maya's dad is Jamaican. Unless that's not true, because there was a rumor for a long time that Alicia Keys' dad was Jamaican, but then she was like, nah, it's not true. People just thought that because of the song. And if you know what song I'm talking about, then you know. I forgot how it goes. Here's my ghetto story, this is survival story. That one, but she's not Jamaican. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about. And then Bounty Killer, he's like one of the only Jamaican artists who have a Grammy. Not saying that only, but for something that wasn't his like own project, he has a Grammy from working with No Doubt, which is wild to me. I also like to know the story of how that came about. Yeah, like it's crazy. No Doubt, I mean, No Doubt was like new age, like white people's version of, well, they were mostly were white, but they had a couple black people in the group. But anyway, so yeah, basically it was just a beautiful moment. It made me miss outside a lot. It made me miss like being, you know, sweated on, you know, in the corner, you know, just feeling the vibe. Like hands down, those are my favorite type of functions to go to, where they play majority Caribbean music and just a little bit of American music, because I feel like people don't dance no more, but they dance in the Caribbean. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now to briefly touch on Jagged Edge and 112. I watched it like on and off because I was a little bored, to be honest with you, just because I think like a couple of days before, 2 of the members of 112 said that they weren't going to be participating in it because of some legal disputes, and I was like, okay, this is whack. You should have canceled it from then, just did it another time. I don't think that it's not gonna be good vibes. Like, honestly, I felt and I feel like everybody who watched the Verzuz with Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, like everybody felt some type of way. They felt in a good some type of way, because, you know, a lot of people were watching it with their parents. There was even a portion of the Verzuz where they were playing some of the songs. I even had to type in my group chat, oh, I don't know these. This is for the moms and the dads, the aunties, because I don't know these ones. They definitely before our time. Like, it was just a generational type of thing. You know, like when people, I'm reaching, do not come for me. I know I'm reaching. But you know, like when people back in the day were talking about how they watched the Thriller video on MTV with their family, it was kind of the same, just, you know, in a different type of light. So coming off that energy, I feel like the 112 and the Jagged Edge energy, deeply disappointed. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love 112 music. I love Jagged Edge's music. They just don't make begging men no more. Like, that's the problem with today's R&B from men. They just not begging no more. Brent Fayez and who else? Sir telling us that they all emotionally inept, emotionally unavailable. Like, yeah, it sounds beautiful. I love the bass guitar in it, but like, I'm trying to hear you beg. I'm trying to visualize you in the rain outside my window telling me that I need to come back to you. That's what I want. I'm not trying to hear about how you smoked a J and now you realize that you're too good for me. First of all, there's no such thing. First things first. Anyway, like, that's just the issue with today's R&B. And yeah, it deeply disturbs me. I know things evolve, but they just don't make begging they just don't make them like that no more, and I need it. I needs it. I honestly can't say who I like more, Jagged Edge or 112, because I'm more of a Day 26 type of girl. Because 112 has some bangers. I remember the episode of what is it? Shoot, Proud Family. I see you looking at me. I can tell by the way that you're feeling me, and I'm so won't you dance with me, dance with me. That's in the parking lot, and I want to take you back to my spot. Yeah, the Proud Family. They were on Hip Hop Helicopter, and they danced to that. So I remember that. Jagged Edge, they always had like these big outfits in their videos. I was like, what are y'all doing? You know, but they aged well. Some of them still fine. They definitely be like them 45-year-olds in the club still. Like, okay, killing it in the club. But fun fact, didn't Candy Burst discover them, and then she took them to Jermaine Dupri and was like, sign them? Candy really does have an ear. But yeah, so I mean, it was okay to me. I think that if it would have been better if it was at a different time and all the members of 112 were there too. That's just, you know, how I would have felt. I would have felt better. Peaches and cream. I remember I had to I took this class called Research Methods, and I basically did like the sexualization. My research paper was the sexualization of Black women in music videos, and I remember like I had to watch like several music videos, and 112's Anywhere, yeah, Anywhere was in the video. Was one of the videos I had to analyze because it was on the Billboard Hot 100 for a while. But anyway. So, yes, everybody, like, comment, subscribe. I would really love to like get into some dialogue with you guys. So, you know, comment, tell me what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions for me, but that's basically it. I don't really have anything else to basically say, but I just wanted to briefly touch on those things. And, you know, everybody, please stay safe. Black people stay black and protect your magic. And yeah, peace.